Hello everyone and welcome to the St Clair Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario for today's early OCAA tilt between the 1-0 Niagara Knights and the 0-1 St Clair Saints. I'm Justin Brents, glad to have you with us for today's action as we look to see how these two teams fare out in the early season, just their second games respectively this campaign. The last time we've seen the St Clair Saints, they ended up losing to start off the season, 71-57 to Lambton. While Niagara, they dominated their opponents to start off the season. We'll talk about that in just a second. They'll be starting Jamario Russo along with Janae Harrison, with Kitty Roth, Taryn Mitchell, and Molly Taylor a part of their lineup. A lineup which had 6 double-digit scores come their way the previous matchup. Meanwhile, St. Clair, they start to introduce their lineup to the fans amongst the crowd for this afternoon tilt. Here's a look at those starters. Lauren Overeem, Grace Smirk, Lisa Lucier, along with Shaylin Murphy and Janae Smith, round out the starting 5 today. Smith led the way in scoring for St. Clair last time, 14 points. One thing to note for St. Clair's lineup today, one of their players is out, Skylar Glover, with a knee injury. Expected to miss at least today's game. Keep in mind, both of these teams, one game apiece on the schedule so far completed. Many of the other teams, in some cases, have completed as much as 3. 3-0 Humber, 2-0 Lambton, 1-0 Niagara, the only undefeated teams left so far in the standings in the early going. Niagara looking to keep their strong start going. Last time they took to the floor, they beat Sheridan 97-48. We are quickly underway from Windsor. Knights starting things off, swinging it around the outside. Molly Taylor. Taylor tries to pass it, able to get to the spot as Russo. Down into the post hook. Taylor doesn't drop. St. Clair tries to speed it up. Smith works it around. Murphy passes it off to the outside. Smirks with a traffic. Intercepted. Niagara looking to break through for the score. Quick whistle, travel. And the first travel of the game, tonight's officials, Kevin Greenwood, Paul Carter, and John Kraus here at the Sportsplex. Approaching 1 minute into this first quarter of play here on We Digital. Glad to have you with us here on WeDigital.ca. Jump shot no good. And narrow whistle, Lucier with the missed shot. Foul goes against Overeem, her first personal, first team foul already. As mentioned, Glover out for today's game, but there is a player who is returning to the active roster. Adriana Dubois was clear to play yesterday after missing time with a concussion. However, see if that comes down to it. No basket on the foul. Rebound coming. Janae Smith called for her first personal, and already 2 team fouls in the span of about, give or take, 20 seconds. Just past the 1 minute mark in this one. Mitchell tries to speed around. Shaylin Murphy on the smother, picks up the rebound. Murphy breaks ahead of Mitchell. Swings it back to Smirk. Trying to rotate around. Lucier tries to drive in, deflected out for the block for the inbound. Coach Andy Kiss talked about moments before today's game that they were hoping to get a better start than they did last time out. The big thing was box outs. They got out-rebounded by 6 by their opponents last time. Murphy. This one out to Smith. Smith gives back to Murphy for 3 off the front rim, no good. No one's been able to buy a bucket so far. Down inside for the first score, yes, Russo. St. Clair already feeling the pressure from the press, able to break through it this time. Overy. It's it off to Murphy. Murphy. Pass down to Smirk. Smirk bobbles it over. 3 for Lucier. Drops. Yes, she's got it. Lucier drops the first 3 of the game. Back at the other end. No good. And a whistle on the rebound attempt. That's Taylor. Secondary player for Niagara Falls. Look at the previous play. Able to stretch the floor. First team fouled moments ago, by the way, by Niagara. 7:41 to go in quarter 1. 3-2 St. Clair. On the drive inside, no good, second chance Smirk. As it's deflected out of bounds. Oh, but inbound with 13 seconds on the shot clock.
Watch it back, T.
Smirk had an ice cold night. Start off the season about a week ago. Outside, Smirk stretching her range, drops it. Smirk trying to utilize some of those three-pointers. She took a couple of them last time out. Russo tries to break in, feeds it out to Taylor, baseline, rattles it in. Only Taylor, one of the key players from last year's squad. Meanwhile, kick down the floor. Murphy. Giving off again, another 3, too strong this time from Oberyn. Sped back up the other end. Mitchell. Cuts ahead, misses, but a whistle for the foul. So Mitchell will go to the line to shoot for 2. First free throws of the game. Personal going against Smith, and already Janae Smith in foul trouble. So coming into the game as a result, Naira Brown Henderson. Free throw is good. Second one drops. 6-6 the score, speeding through this one. 6:40 to go in quarter 1. Lucier. Looking to cut in. Say a reach in on the drive attempt. So that's Molly Taylor's second. Now she's in foul trouble. Here's a play from moments ago. See the block attempt. 15 on the shot clock. Murphy gets the screen from Smirk. Tries to pass it into double coverage, intercepted. Taken up by Mitchell. Now Russo scans the floor. Paint wide open. She takes it through 3 defenders, can't drop it though. Overeem at the rebound, squeezes through, but draws another personal. And Niagara is 1 away from crossing the limit. It's Russo's first, team number 3. Looks like Andy Kiss not liking how things have progressed so far. He has called the first time out, first half of play, of the first quarter, should say. Tied up at 6 here Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter. Glad to have you with us here on WeDigital.ca. To remind you that following this game, men's basketball will also be taking to the court. Between these two teams, that start time is approximately 6 p.m. Eastern time currently. Catch that here on WeDigital.ca. And the kids wanting to discuss things. Niagara Knights also wanting to discuss things. Plenty of scrambling around for substitutions. Mitchell, last time out, picked up 26 points to start off the season. Technically is the leading scorer in the OCAA, but remember, just one game played with 57% from deep. Angelica Lepenze now onto the court. Last whistle. Also joining Gabe Roth. Remainder of the starting five. Lucier chucks it up and gets it. And another quick whistle. That one was a long two there. But another St. Clair personal just awarded their fourth for the sequence to Shaylin Murphy. Niagara trying to speed around, bob it around and picks back up. That's McKenna Jackson. Now with it, Mitchell. Give it out to Russo. Russo spins it out to Mitchell. 7 on the shot clock, down into the low post. Yes. Rock. Approaching halfway through this first quarter, 8-8 the score. Drive, baseline, no good. Second chance, Smirk draws the personal. Both teams now have 4 personals per side. First attempt missed by Brown Henderson.
You have 8. McKenna, get in, rebound your trigger. Next shot, get in, rebound your trigger.
Personal going to Jackson. First one drops. Look at the fans in attendance today. Decent turnout for today's action. Second one no good. Murphy gets the rebound. Tries to take it all the way around. 10 on the shot clock. Lucier again. Swish. St. Clair now with the large lead of the game. 3 points. Back of the other end. Hits the bottom of the rim. The floor, Murphy. Giving out for the drive. Lucier, Euro step, can't drop it. Tipped out of bounds by Lucier. Back the other way. And after that sequence, Taylor, despite the foul trouble, coming back into the game. Coming in this time for Roth. Niagara nearly breaks the press right off the inbound. Russo. Just one around to Mitchell. Give it around for Jackson. Jackson off the back foot, no. Second chance picked up for Taylor. 10 on the shot clock now for the drive off the bottom of the rim yet again for Mitchell. Sped up by the Saints. On the fast break, no good. Move back for the jump shot. Way off on the air ball. Niagara trying to take it across half court. They now break it forward. Moved up for the 3. Mitchell stops the missing parade with the triple. Coming up to 4 minutes to go in this quarter now. 11 all. Ball knocked out of bounds off of St. Clair. That will go back to Niagara. And Andy Kiss not happy with that execution. 3 coming from the top of the arc to tie things up there. More substitutions coming in for St. Clair. Overeem coming out. Coming in, some substitutions this time. Ellie Pizao. Trying to cut in, Mitchell. Misses again inside. Rebound picked up by Murphy. Down the floor. On the drive. Count it. And the foul. Lucier draws the N1. On the personal by Russo. Niagara is now over the limit for the first quarter. Strong start for Lucier, already near double-digit points. 9 of the 13 points for St. Clair have come from the second-year player from Wallaceburg. It's good. 3-point lead. Trying to cut inside. On the pass around, Harrison. Give it off again for Mitchell. Swish. Back and forth like a pendulum swing in this one so far. Multiple ties in the early going so far. Neither team able to take momentum yet. Lucier tries to cut around. Through to the defenders. Drops it again. An impressive start for Lucier. On the other end, the block. Smark with the stuff, and that will set up the inbound. There's substitution coming in for Niagara. Olivia Turco. Here's a look at the previous play. Able to change the direction of the body. The hands to be able to avoid the secondary defender. Taylor. Around on the swing around. Jackson. Tries to pass it to the post. Intercepted. Murphy. Speeds it ahead. Draws contact. And now Murphy will go to the line to shoot for two. Look at some score updates. Redeemer taking on Mohawk. They ended up winning over Mohawk 71-60. Women's action earlier. Oh, by the way, volleyball action taking place here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Conestoga, St. Clair was men's 1 and 3 p.m. respectively. Now in the case of Shaylin Murphy. Murphy started off the season with 12 points and assists, but 7 turnovers. Dual sport athlete. Start for the softball team as well. Second free throw misses. Still a 3-point game. 11 on the shot clock with a second chance. Back to Murphy. Down to 4 on the shot clock, and Murphy going to the line yet again. Look at the previous play. That drew the contact. Turco originally picked up the last foul. That most recent one was Harrison. First is good for Murphy. About 2 minutes to go, approaching in this first quarter of play. Second one's no good. 2 for 4 on the free throws so far in this quarter. On the drive, Mitchell way off. Taylor picks it up. Able to get the spin cycle down to drop it. 18-16 St. Clair. Murphy. Waiting with it is Lucier. One player falls down on the screens. Now the whistle blows. And it looks like a personal has just been ordered on the court. To Olivia Greger. More score updates. Humber 1650. One for two at the line that time. 19-16 now. 2 minutes to play in this quarter. The three, Mitchell doesn't drop it. Sped up for Murphy. Lucier takes the three off the front of the rim. Sped up now by Taylor. Taylor has it swatted out from behind. Inbound coming, Niagara. Wolverine on the defense that time. And another substitution wanting to sprint in. Will have to wait. Able to jet out for the jump shot. Olivia Krieger. 1 point game coming up to 1 minute to go in the first quarter. One around again. Murphy gets the jump. Extra passes. Doesn't work this time. 9 on the shot clock already. Murphy through the paint with the right hand, drops it. Jalen Murphy has 4 this quarter. On the other end, the three doesn't drop. Lucier picks up the board. All the way to the other end, hits the bottom of the rim, knocked out of bounds off an Niagara Knight. Into the game now, Brown Henderson. Also coming into the game, Russo. As well as Penze. Coming out this time, Krieger and Taylor. Smart. Communications, one around now. Brown Henderson, 7 on the shot clock, can't get it to fall inside. Shot clock now off. 3-point game, Mitchell takes the wide open shot, doesn't make it. Second chance, no good from right under the cup. Down to the final 10 seconds of this quarter. Overing to the baseline. Swan out for Murphy. Murphy from way far out misses. And after a quarter of play, 21-18 is your score. You're watching We Digital for coverage of OCAA women's basketball here from Windsor.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes?
Look at the huddle breaking up for St. Clair. They lead by 3 in what's been an intriguing matchup, to say the very least so far. Justin Prince with you here on We Digital as we get ready for the second quarter of play. Both teams shooting sub 35% in the first quarter of play. 7 for 23 for the Saints, 7 for 22 for the Knights. St. Clair with the ball to start things off in this quarter. Working forward, Lucier way off. Moved up now by the Knights. Russo kicks it back. Turco. Now towards the top of the key. Knocked out of bounds. They say it was off of Niagara. Harrison. That burns about the first 33 seconds off the clock. Top scorers in that first quarter. Lucier with 13 points, but 5-11 shooting. 8 points for Mitchell with 2 for 8 shooting. Wide open, Smith for the bucket. And with how tight this game has been, that is your largest lead of the game now. 5 points. Will that change? Wow, no good underneath the cup. Move back now for Murphy. Lucier. Lucier trying to separate. Now over him, over to Murphy. Trying to work off the back foot. Can't get it to drop. Pense on the rebound. Moved up by Mitchell. Mitchell works with Russo. Dribbles quick right. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Mitchell tries to pass it off to Russo. No good off the front of the rim. And again on the rebound. Sped up now for Smith. Smith takes the fadeaway jump shot. Not close on the air ball. Lucier works it out again for Smark. Lucier takes the jumper inside the arc. Hits. Lucier now with 15 points on the night. Just past 2 minutes into the second quarter play here on We Did It All. St Clair Saints lead 25-18 over the Niagara Knights. Jump shot, baseline doesn't fall from Niagara. Murphy. Gives it off to Lucier. Lucier gets blocked. Knocked out of bounds. The block coming that time from Turco. More substitutions coming. Roth. On with Jackson and Krieger coming in. A look at the previous block.
Krieger, back to the... Hey, Krieger's coming back. Chase her out. Left at the rim, Kate. Left at the rim,
So majority of Niagara's squad being rotated quickly here tonight. Around the outside, Lucier. Off the screen, doesn't get it.
Go, run. Katie, you're still big. Get first big down.
Starting to try and pick up the tempo. Down low in the post. The quick spin, the quick bounce. Yes, Harrison.
It's there all day, JD. It's there all day, JD. Keep taking it.
Murphy gets poked.
Hey, if you want it, it's there all day.
St. Clair ball still.
Keep running.
16
Keep
on the
running.
shot clock. So far, majority of the offense has flowed directly through Lucier. And again, it flows in. Another whistle. Harrison.
JD. Hey.
Defensive foul called.
Okay. Good job,
So
JD.
Harrison with their second. First team foul of the quarter. The grandstands. So the fans having some conversations.
I got you.
Lucier, meanwhile, 2 for 3 out the strike. Makes the first of 2.
Hey, press break, JD Trigger.
Second one's good.
Look up.
She's now 4 for 5 tonight from the strike. On the outside, on the quick transition, doesn't drop. Second chance, knocked around from Roth. Roll inbound on the block. On a direct with Russo. Takes the quick shot, takes the quick banker. Knights starting to chip back at the gap. Murphy. It's one all the way around to Lucier. Again, takes the shot. No good from 3.
Go, run.
Taken down the far side now for Harrison. Russo. Fairly aggressive so far at times to the cup. This time gets the screen, takes the jumper instead, doesn't drop. Cutting roll by the second option. Draws the contact on the third chance. Roth. Over it. call for a second. Team first. Our substitution. Overeem is out. Back in. Brown Henderson. Coach Kiss having plenty of discussions for clarifications with both Lucier and Smart. In the case of Roth, though, a very quiet night. First quarter, just 2 points, 2 rebounds. Makes both free throws there, however, to make it 4 points. Got back down to a single possession game. Giving off for Smith. Smith, Euro step, too strong. Smart draws a whistle. And another personal. This one goes to Jackson, her second. Bound directly to Lucier, not close. Moved up for Russo. Now Taylor steps around. Swung around quickly on the passes. Russo has wide open paint to work with again, yes. Russo has 6 this game. Approaching halfway through the second quarter, 27-26, stripped away again. Jackson to take the lead, gets it. Jackson able to pick up the bucket, and Niagara now leads for the first time since the opening stages of the game. Brown Henderson gives it off. Blocked on the shot of Smith. Brown Henderson can't grip the rebound. Knights take it up slowly this time. Give it around for Russo. Screen set. Move back to Taylor regardless. Taylor, long hook, no. Off the rebound, picked up by Ross for the second chance on the reset. Move to Russo, again uncontested. Timeout called. And Andy Kiss does not seem happy. The lead was as much as 7. Watch the sequence. Again, the rebound picked up all the way out. But keep an eye on the coverage. Janae Smith on the defense. And just like that, Niagara has shuffled what was a 7-point deficit to a 3-point lead in the span of a few minutes. Let's take a look at the upcoming St Clair Saints webcast. Meanwhile, tomorrow afternoon, come and catch some volleyball as the Conestoga Condors headed it down. The men play at 1 p.m., the women at 3 p.m. The next time basketball takes the court will be a men-only day with Canadore. That will be at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then the next Sunday, it is the Mohawk Mountaineers who will be in town for a 1 and 3 p.m. slate. .423 to go in the second quarter of play. This game has been blistering on by today. Few substitutions for St. Clair. Haley Pizao Unsel's back in. Brown Henderson, Smart, also joined by Murphy. Wants the 5, and don't forget about Lucier. Speaking of, Lucier, drive, right hand, yes. Move back around. Jackson. Giving down low, Taylor, no good. Lucier able to pick it up off the bounce. Lucier has been the offense for St. Clair. Tries to feed it, doesn't work for Brown Henderson again. Russo. One around now. Jackson. In through the traffic. Good reception by Taylor, not able to execute on the inside layup. Moved up the floor, Murphy with the three. No good. Second chance, Pizal throws it away. Moved up now for Russo. Russo, break away from some of the double. Jackson. Working for the drive again, too short. Been the trend much of the night. Back at the other end, Brown Henderson uncontested. Getting St. Clair back in the lead. And we're already rushing possible substitutions to the scores table. 3 minutes to go in the second. Stole it away again by Murphy. Here comes Lucier. Contact. Count it. And the foul. Foul going against Krieger. Second personal. Third team foul. Multiple substitutions coming in this sequence as a result. Penze amongst those back into the game. Emma Frazier now being brought to the scores table also for a substitution. Now that's for Krieger. Harrison still lined up now and turn on the floor. 4 of the 5 substituted, in fact. The only one who didn't get substituted out was Russo. Russo passes it off the rim. Here comes Brown Henderson on transition. Count it. And the foul.
Hey, Jam, they're calling everything. Stay away. Jam, stop throwing that pass.
Brown Henderson breaks through with the bucket. Does it with the N1 call. Drops the N1 and the lead back up to 7. Down to the low post. And another whistle. This one going to Brown Henderson for first. Team second. Quick inbound. Quick three. Quick bucket. Harrison with the triple. It's starting to become a bit of a track meet.
Left, right. Yes, Jelly.
Overeem gives it off to Brown Henderson. Throws it away. Taken up by Mitchell in transition. Can't make it. Second chance, though, a personal call. This going against Harrison. The traffic of the rebound. And now St. Clair is in the bonus. Jalen Murphy go to the line as a result. Very low scoring output so far. 4 points for Murphy. However, she's been very aggressive on the glass. No good on the first. 2 for 5 now from the stripe. Second one also off, but Smart picks it up. Smart rolls it in. 39-33 St. Clair. Swan around the outside. Give it off for Mitchell for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound bounced around and picked up. This time by Overeem. Overeem trying to take it all the way around. Loses it. Back the other way. Lepenze tried to pass it out. Instead passes it out of bounds. A look up towards the suites where one of the club teams is in attendance today. You see all those sweaters watching along with today's action up the comfort of the sky view. Lucier tries to go in, too strong. Smirk again. Contested, drops it. Under 40 seconds to go now in this first half of play. Worked around, spun around. Moved around now to Mitchell. Mitchell loses the ball, picked back up. Taylor takes the shot. No good, out of bounds. The shot clock now is off for the remainder of this first half of play. 22.6 remaining. Murphy keeping it slow and patient. Keep an eye on Lucier. 21 points so far. There it goes to her. Trying to speed around, gives it off to Murphy. 5 on the clock. Down to 1. Had to get a shot off. Murphy doesn't draw iron. And at halftime, your score, 41-33 St. Clair. Halftime coverage coming up right after this.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to the Sportsplex here at St. Clair College in Windsor, Ontario, the site of OCAA women's basketball action. Here on We Digital Productions, we kick into our halftime wrap, and of course Niagara Knights in town to take on the Saints. Women's action first here this afternoon. Very pleased to be joined by the head coach, hard-working coach, Christopher Rayo. Thanks for doing this with us, Coach Rayo. And 41-33 at halftime. Back and forth game. There's a lot of momentum shifts. Was this what you expected here today?
Yeah, St. Clair's a good team, right? You're not going to come in here and have a cakewalk at all. They're a tough team. You know, Coach Kiss and the group down there have done a good job for years, so we expected a tough game, and we need to battle through some things right now and figure some stuff out on our end.
Where did you think the difference was in that first half?
I mean, rebounding, and we're giving away too many points to the line, but mainly rebounding. Like, you know, miss layup, give up transition, miss layup, give a transition, and then, second chance points. So we need to do a better job of converting our chances and, cleaning up, making sure St. Clair only gets one.
You're a familiar face in OCA women's basketball, 4th year at the helm here with Niagara. Of course, this is a much different look St. Clair team without the Kuchera twins. It's life after the Kuchera twins here. What do you know about this lineup? How did you prepare the team for this game?
We prepare them like we prepare for every other team. We do our scouting. We do our video work. We make sure we're well-versed. Like, they got a lot of kids that can shoot the ball. Just because they didn't make a bunch versus Lambton didn't mean they didn't take 43. So, we prepared as best we could for the attempts, and, we want to do a better job taking away their strengths. But, kudos to them. Got some good players, and they're playing well.
Last year, a good campaign for your squad, Coach. You had a very competitive team, a very exciting team. And this year you come back with obviously some new faces. I'm sure like many coaches in this league, you want to keep the bar set high. And with your recruits in the off season and what you had coming back, you feel you're going to be able to maybe push the team up?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you hope for,
you hope
right?
for it anyways. Everybody's optimistic.
It's early and we got lots of work to do, and, hopefully we get there. The key right now is for us to keep our heads down, work every day, and, let the chips fall where they may and try and get better every day so that at the end, hopefully we're competing for a medal.
Yep. First of 2 games on the road for your squad. Preparing for that, and it's a weekend league basically. I mean, I know you have the midweek game here and there, but a weekend league. How do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, it's a tough road trip, but all we can do is focus on the next thing up. So we try not to talk about the second game very much. We prepare for it without talking about it, but we talk about, we talked more about this game, and we try to focus on this game more. Just because it's the next thing, you can't look past it. And St. Clair is a very good basketball team, so the double headers are a fact of life in the OCAA. So we're not facing any challenges that St. Clair doesn't see all the time or other schools don't see all the time.
Spoken like a pro. Appreciate the time here, Coach Rayo, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Christopher Rayo, the head coach of the Niagara Knights, helping us out here. A quick timeout. We'll check in with the Saints. You're watching OCAA women's basketball action on We Digital Productions.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex, OCAA women's basketball action here on We Digital Productions. Dominic Papa, glad to have you along here for the ride. 41-33, the hometown Saints leading, trying to secure their first victory against the Niagara Knights. As promised at the break, we now check in with the St. Clair Saints. Christine Silva, first-year assistant coach with the Saints. Nice to meet you, Coach.
Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, congratulations and welcome to the club. And tell me about that first half. It was an interesting half, pretty entertaining. Back and forth, leads exchanged, and there was momentum shifts. It had a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, we just focused on getting those rebounds and trying to push up the ball. Right. They have a little bit of height on us, but if we were able to play fast and kind of get our offense going, we can get those buckets in transition.
How did Coach Kiss and the rest of you prepare for this game? Niagara was a good squad last year. Of course, they had to fill in some holes. They're a younger team as well. They won their first game, so they're coming in with a little bit of confidence, I guess. How did you prepare for them?
Well, we have a new squad this year, right? So we kind of worked with who we have, and we're able to work on their specific things that they're best at, and work as a team, right? We have to focus on us before we kind of focus on anybody else. But with that, again, we scouted them as well, so we were able to work with what we have to prepare for this game.
Yeah, that's a good way to approach it, and that's why you're one of the coaches. You're teaching this guy some stuff here. With that said, a loss in the opener, Coach Silva. There were some good things in that game, but obviously some things to work on. What was stressed during the preparation, the week of preparation here coming into these games? Coach Kiss said this is going to be a work in progress. So the progress is hopefully starting. What was tweaked, and what did you take out of that first game and change into the second one?
Like I said, we need to focus on what we do best, right? So we have to kind of take that out from our players, work with what we have, and then kind of move forward. It's going to be a long season. We're just fresh from who we have, so we just have to focus on us, and then moving forward, again, tackle whatever we can.
Take me to your arrival here and joining the staff, how it came about, and what do you hope to do here?
Again, just helping out in the community. I've been jumping around here and there, different programs. And as soon as, I was with Windsor last year, but this year moved on from them, and Andy, Coach Kiss, kind of took me on. So, yeah.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah,
it's nice to have you here. It's another new face in the crowd, and good. I'm sure bring good basketball knowledge to our girls. Good luck. We'll look forward to talking down the road, and I appreciate you giving us some time here today.
Yeah, no problem at all.
That's
Thank
Coach
you so much.
Christine Silva, first-year assistant with the Saints. Certainly glad to have her on board here with the club. When we come back, Justin Prince will be back. He'll get you set up for second half action. He'll also take a look at the stats from that first 2 quarters of play. This is OCAA women's basketball action on We Digital Productions.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back, everyone, to St. Clair College and its Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario. To approach the second half, today's action between the Niagara Knights and the St. Clair Saints. It's been an intriguing one so far. Let's take a look at the stat lines, though, as St. Clair leads by 8. Both teams shooting sub 35% still. The three-point shooting, while coming up clutch, has been sparingly. However, look at the discrepancy on the free throws. +5 on the makes. However, 6 misses for St. Clair in the early going. They've also taken advantage of the points off turnovers. 10 points off of 6 Niagara turnovers compared to the 5 Saints turnovers to 2 turnovers on points. Rebounds, blocks, and steals are also fairly tight so far as we enter this second half of play. A look over to Niagara's huddle currently, as they were led in that first half by Russo and Mitchell. Both of those players scored 8 points apiece in the first half of play. However, those players had 2 for 11 shooting in the case of Mitchell, 4 for 7 in the case of Russo. St. Clair, meanwhile, what can you say? Lucier has decided to take every single shot, it seems, tonight. 21 attempts in the first half, making 8 of them, but 22 points. We're underway for the second half, and we start with a turnover. Not the way Coach Christopher Rayo may have wanted that to turn out to start off this half. Murphy swings it around Smirk. Lucier gives it off to Murphy. Murphy pivots right, now Smirk. Cutting it back around outside. Overeem can't get it to go, too strong. Rebound picked up after a couple bounces. Russo swings it to an open Mitchell. Mitchell takes the drive, drops it. Mitchell with the bucket. Now is the first Niagara Knight in double-digit points tonight. Murphy gives it off again, Obereen. Ream back again, Lucier. Lucier swings it out to Smirk. Smirk, 3, too strong. Overeem, second chance. Whistle called down baseline, inbound St. Clair. The rebounding much improved for St. Clair compared to the previous game, which is one major headline. 8 rebounds for Overeem, 6 for Smirk, 6 for Lucier in the first half. Swish! Overeem with their first bucket tonight. St. Clair leads 44-35. About 90 seconds into this third quarter play here on We Did It All. Taylor looking to pass it. Gets it out to Mitchell. Down to 3 on the shot clock, running out of time. Shot clock violation. Romp did not get it off in time. St. Clair now will inbound the ball. Set things up here. .10 to go in the third quarter of play. Outside, Smith, no good. Swung back around on the second chance. Again, Lucier. Volume shooting, and then some. Mitchell. Sees Russo try and slow things down. Gets the screen on the roll by Roth. She takes the drive instead for the bucket. Murphy leads the ball up the court. 3 steals, 4 assists in that first half alone. Smith snakes her way forward. Can't get it to drop on the defense from Roth. Taken up again by Russo. Russo overspins. Picked up again by St. Clair. Free swings it out to Smith. Given off to Smirk. Moved around baseline. Lucier. No good. May have gotten a piece of it, though, the Knights. They get the ball up the court regardless. Mitchell throws it away over to Smith. Nearly thrown back as Overing takes it up. Overing looks at the floor, finds Smirk. Blocked out of bounds. Taylor with the block. Look over at the St. Clair sideline so far. They've been able to control the tempo for the past little while in this matchup. Nearly stolen again. Smith. Off again, Lucier. Bounced around, quick passes. Smith doesn't draw iron. Out of bounds, Niagara basketball. 6:26 to go in the third, 46-37. St. Clair, your score. Round for the low post this time. Roth works it left hand, yes. First-year player from St. Anne's Catholic School with a bucket. Smart gives it back over to Smith. Right over to Lucier. Lucier takes the 3 off wide right. Moved up by Mitchell again. Contact and the charge. Mitchell caught for a second. First team foul of the quarter. And that means for the time being, Mitchell will take a breath. Jackson comes in. Look at the previous sequence. So we now look to live action. Murphy throws it away. Taken up by Jackson. Jackson draws contact. Lucier with the personal. Lucier's first personal. First team foul. Jackson is a second-year eligible player from Sarnia. Sarnia Northern. Jackson, critical member of the bench last campaign as well, missing the first of 2. So far, 2 points tonight. 1 for 2 at the stripe this time, however. Niagara trims the gap again to 6. Niagara starting to go with the trap. Lucier takes it ahead. Guarded once again on the outside on the switch. Move back over to Murphy. 7 on the shot clock. Murphy gives it over. Smith. Back to Lucier again. Running on top of the shot clock. Either way, Niagara ball. And a timeout called again by Andy Kiss. And it looks like Lucier wanted clarification on the previous call. Getting it from the veteran official, Paul Carter. Reminder that following this game, men's basketball is set to take place between Niagara and St. Clair The estimated start time is currently 6 p.m. Eastern Time, depending on the finishing time of this respective matchup. Both of those teams for the men's side, by the way, you seen moments ago, were in the stands. They are off to prepare for their respective tilt the next little bit. Andy Kiss not happy with what he's seen. The execution from this respective quarter so far. 5 points scored. Niagara's 8 in the frame. Check that 7 for Niagara. 5:08 to go in quarter number 3. 46-40 St. Clair. Russo takes it around. Goes low post to Harrison. Harrison, fade back, yes. And we're down to just a 4-point deficit. Smith gives it on to Brown Henderson. St. Clair trying to move the ball. Smith works through the traffic, misses on the layup again. Back the other way, Niagara trying to take advantage of the defense. Swan around to Russo. Russo takes the 3 off the top of the rim. Smith tries to scan around, passes it out off of Lucier. Coach Kiss already bringing in a change as a result of that one. Smith out, Smirk in. Going with size after that mistake. Rousseau. Sees it worked all the way to the low post. Back outside for Jackson. Jackson draws contact. Goes to the line to shoot for 2. Smirk with her first personal. Second team foul. Their substitution coming in. Kate Roth. Come in now for Angelica Lepense. 2 misses so far from the stripe to the 1 make for Jackson. She's 2 for 4 now in this quarter from the free throw line. St. Clair able to break the trap off the inbound. Overeem. Brown Henderson rolls it in. Moved up by Russo. Outside Harrison. Giving off again for Taylor. Off to Russo. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Gets the screen. The drive. The bucket. Trap starting to be utilized a bit more by Niagara. Smirk swings it off for the reset to Lucier. Overing out of the traffic. Gives it out for Brown Henderson, who banks it off the top of the glass. Five-point lead for St. Clair. 3 minutes approaching to go in this third. Trying to pass it to the traffic. Out of bounds. Too far from Jackson. Smirk setting up the slip screen. Give it off to Overing. Overing swung back out. Lucier trying to work around Overeem. Out to Smirk. Taking another 3. Dropping another 3. Smirk has 11 this game. Back around to the baseline. The drive. More free throws coming for Jackson. Overing now with a third personal. Team third. She'll come out now for Haley Pizzow. So as mentioned in this quarter, 2 for 4 from the line. First of 2 misses again. Make it 3 for 6. Their change coming from Niagara. Jackson, who's played a majority of the quarter, now comes out. Mitchell comes back in. Coming up to 2 minutes to go in the third. 7-point St. Clair lead. Murphy works around, doesn't hit the rim though. Second chance, 6 on the shot clock. Driving in, Lucier bounces off the front of the rim on the contested layup. Sped up now for Mitchell. Mitchell poked loose. Lucier with the strip. Brown Henderson. First retreat back. Out to Murphy. Wide open. Doesn't hit the 3. Our whistle on the rebound. Grace Smart called for second. And St. Clair is 1 away from the limit. So a couple more substitutions. Lucier coming out for a breather. Smith coming back in. Mitchell gives it off to Russo. Run outside Roth. Hard battle with the post. That draws a whistle. Harrison tied up that time with Pizzow. And that will draw the bonus for Niagara for the remainder of this third quarter. Next minute and 28 seconds. First one is good this time from Harrison. Second eligible player from St. Catharines, Ontario. We have a couple players who went to Sir Winston Churchill. Second is good. 6 points now for her tonight. Smith tries to pull the strings. Smart to the baseline. Pass back out to Smith. Smith tries to wrap it around, drops it in. My goodness. An acrobatic play from Smith. Meanwhile, on the drive inside of the pass. Can't get it there. Roth. And more mistakes there. Lucier coming back into the game meanwhile. Close out this third quarter of play. Final minute of the frame. St. Clair leads by 7. Murphy. Pick and roll with Smart. Gives it off instead for the corner tray. Can't drop it. Second chance picked up by Smith for the reset. Murphy. Back out to Lucier. Again, Smith with it. Steps back for the J. No, another chance and another throwaway. Mitchell moves it up. But a 2-second difference. Shot clock and game clock. Harrison tries to cut in, rolls it in. Shot clock is off. 7 seconds to work with. St. Clair has missed both of these shots to end off the previous quarters. Trying to get one here. The trend continues in 0 for 3. 55-50, your score after 3. More coverage on We Digital right after this.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Look at Christopher Rayo's huddle. His team trails by 5 to the hometown St. Clair Saints. This OCAA women's basketball matchup. Justin Prince with you here on We Digital. Glad to have you with us this weekend for basketball action. Young fans waiting anxiously to see how this game will turn out. The major thing to note, though, from that third quarter, and yes, this is the statistic, 6 for 7, Niagara went. 6 for 7 shooting, compared to 22 attempts the previous frame. Smith makes the bucket to extend the gap to 7. Turnovers built up much of that third. They continue through the fourth. Murphy with the strip. Smith gives it off again. Murphy counted in the foul. Shaylin Murphy. Contact on Mitchell. Mitchell's third. Team's third. Team's first, should say. Shaylin Murphy, however, has struggled at the line tonight. 2 for 6. It's been one of the major trouble spots. Nine for 15 shooting from the stripe the Saints have been tonight. Niagara 9 for 12. And it rolls in. And St. Clair now leads by double digits. Trying to get the press going. Overing gets the steal. Lucier walks it ahead. Speeds it up on the Euro step. Doesn't fall. Russo takes it up the right wing. Working outside the arc for Mitchell. Screen set by Roth out to Russo. Corner three, way off on the air ball. Goes out of bounds. Inbound coming, St. Clair. Niagara responding with the trap. Smith trying to direct how things should go. Trying to rush the shot, no good. Just past the opening minute of this fourth quarter. 60-50 your score. Stolen away again on the bad pass. Murphy. Off to Smith. And around Murphy. Smith tries to set a screen for Smirk. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drive it in, Lucier. It says it's knocked down of bounds. That time by Harrison. And our substitution coming. Jackson coming in. Mitchell coming out. About 4 seconds to work with off the inbound for the Saints. Murphy tries to take the three, no good. And a quick whistle. Overing. Called for a fourth. Now with Overing in foul trouble, Brown Henderson comes in. Working forward, Harrison shooting the three, doesn't drop, picked up by Jackson for the second chance. Sin kicks it down to Roth over Smirk, can't make it fall. Sped up by Murphy. On the drive, Brown Henderson draws contact. Go to the line to shoot two. And Harrison now with a fourth personal. That's the second team foul this quarter for Niagara. Brown Henderson having a more improved second game with the Saints so far, despite missing that free throw there. 9 points, 2 rebounds. Part of her score line tonight. She makes the second. Down to the outside. And they travel. Jackson called for the travel. And more changes. Turco coming in, as well as Krieger. Harrison amongst those coming out. 61-50. Just past a quarter of the way through quarter four. Work around for Smirk. Contested three. Drops another. Smirk has hit 3 triples now tonight. With it is Krieger. Roth. Move to Taylor. And another whistle. Going against Brown Henderson, her second. Team second. And a look over at the merchandise trailer, set up just along the edge of the grandstands here. Plenty of fans swaying down in St. Clair Saints Nation apparel. Meanwhile, Pizzow brought into the game, and another whistle. Brown Henderson with back-to-back personals. Look over the grandstands once again. Meanwhile, the play inside, no good from Taylor. It was last touch by Niagara on the dive attempt. Roth called for a personal regardless on the sequence. 3 personals per side. Murphy. Then around. Brown Henderson. Worked in, misses. Slowed up and brought up by Turco. Russo. Off to the corner, no good on the triple. Smith able to pick it up, just avoiding a wraparound. Now with it is Murphy. Bullet pass to Smith, has some space to work with this time. Yes, timeout called, Coach Rayo. $66-50, the largest lead of the game. Smith gets it done on the step back floaty. Reminder one more time, the upcoming events Volleyball taking place tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m. respectively. Men first, then the woman. That's against Conestoga. Then Canadore comes down for men only action for 2 p.m. on Saturday, November the 12th. Then it is a doubleheader again for basketball against Mohawk Sunday, November the 13th for 1 and 3 p.m. Eastern. Look at Coach Kiss, who is minutes away, if things hold, from his first victory this season. Team had expected things to start off slow this campaign. But the main thing he said earlier today, that they want to make them go through us. And that execution has been something seen all night long, it seems. Six minutes to go. 66-50. On the drive, Mitchell. No, they say charge. Now they're trying to converse over it. Say the basket is good, but Harrison still gets the personal. That means Harrison has fouled out of the game. As the substitution is in for St. Clair, that's Sarah Stanton, first-year player from London. Having to come in, Lepense. Stanton gives it around. Pizzau. Now Smith. To escape around Murphy. Taking the three. Swish. Low post now taken by Niagara. Trying to work fast. Whistle called. Another personal. Both teams are right at the limit. Lucier second. Quick inbound play. Drops. Mitchell. Lepense, I should say. Working around quick. St. Clair. Smith. Gives it off. Get around. Smith. Outside. Lucier, yes. Lucier has 27 points tonight. And another whistle. Pizzau. Second personal, and now the Knights are in the bonus. More substitutions. Overing. Smirk. Now line up. It's the first one. Does drop. Second one's good. St. Clair with a sizable bumper, 72-56. 4:30 to go in this one. Pass to Smirk, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Niagara. And a technical foul has been given to Christopher Rayo. So Murphy will take the technical free throw. Murphy misses the technical. St. Clair set up with the ball in turn for the inbound regardless. Inbound off to Murphy. Out for Smith. Back to Smirk. Contested jumper. Doesn't fall. Taylor. Sees Russo speed ahead. Guarded by Overeem. One person down low for the paint. Roth for the post spin. Doesn't drop. Smirk on the defense. Second chance again at a fresh 14. And no good. Trying to tap it out. Lucier able to chase down the rebound and speeds it up. Round for Murphy. St. Clair starting to drain down the clock. Smirk gets some separation for the cut. Too strong. Poked away from Russo up the floor. Smith able to come up with it again. Murphy. Off to Smirk. With the screen now for Lucier. Bounced around off to Murphy, but out of bounds. Brown Henderson back into the game yet again. This time for Smirk. And a timeout has been called by St. Clair. So Andy Kiss wanting to discuss things as things have stagnated a bit. What has gone from a back and forth affair to what is near 20-point lead affair. Remember, men's basketball is coming up right after this. The approximate start time is still 6 p.m. Eastern. Catch that here on We Did It All. Look at the huddles. (72-56) the score. St. Clair Saints over the Niagara Knights here at the Sportsplex. .307 to go in this game. Russo takes it up. Tries to find some help with Roth. Moved around in a whistle. Lepense, travel violation. Turnover's been a massive part of today's woes in this third and fourth quarter for Niagara. Near 20 already. Brown Henderson doesn't get the lucky bounce on the jumper. Whistle called on the rebound attempt. Personal going that time to Overeem. Overeem now over the limit. She's got 5 personals. So Overeem is done for the night after fouling out. To the line this time is Taylor. To remind you that post-game coverage coming up after the conclusion of this matchup as well. Tom Papa will be speaking with the player of the game for this one. After the second free throw missed, Murphy sit back around. Brown Henderson. He tries to drive to the baseline for the J. No good, and another whistle. It's another St. Clair personal. Grace Smirk has been called for the foul. So again, Taylor to the line to shoot 2. Misses the first again. Taylor so far, very quiet night, 7 points. Second one does drop, however, to make it 8. Under 3 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. 72-58 St. Clair. Outside, Murphy off the feet from Lucier, yes. And St. Clair adding on the points. The response back from Emma Frazier doesn't fall. Moved up by Murphy on the fast break. Brown Henderson draws the end one. So the foul goes to Russo. Both teams now over the limit. Third personal for Russo. First is no good. Around the end, one is not converted. Roth. Taylor. Ken Jackson. Down the baseline, out of the traffic. Out to Krieger. Doesn't get the bounce in. Moved up by Smith. Smith. Feeds it around. Down to the traffic. Brown Henderson, no good on the first, no good on the second. Ken Jackson off the board. Sit feeds it out to Russo. Moved around to the inside. Contested still drops from Krieger. Coming up to the final minute of play here in this fourth quarter. 17-point lead for St. Clair. And another whistle. Jackson's third. And Lucier to the line. Shoot 2. First one takes a few dozen bounces, but falls. Second one's good. Good night for Lucier. A much different night compared to the season opener. Krieger, baseline, too strong, second chance. Contact counted in the foul for Roth. That time, Stanton called for the personal. Or burst. More substitutions. Frazier comes in now this time for Russo. Turco also coming in this time for Taylor. Musical chairs to close out this fourth quarter of play. The free throw doesn't roll in. Turco picks up the rebound. Trying to hold on to it. Jackson, hard contact. Jackson gets the personal called. Fourth personal. And now it is Smith's turn to go to the charity stripe. So far, 8 points on the night for Smith. Makes the first of 2. He's been able to strip the ball a fair bit tonight. Not able to make the second free throw, however. Sped down baseline. Frazier. 6-second difference, shot clock and game clock to close this out. From Henderson amongst those, trying to swing it all around for Smith. Give it again, Pizzow. Back to Smith, to the baseline. With the floater, no good. Shot clock now off. Niagara trying to bring it quickly down the floor. They turn it over. And Smith tries to chunk up a shot. Regardless, 80-64 is your final score. St. Clair beating Niagara for their first win of the season. Niagara's first loss of the campaign. Post-game coverage with Don Poplin, your player of the game, is coming up right after this.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's swim team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's swim team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
The first kiss. She's thinking about a million things, like should I lean in or let him? Do I close my eyes or open them? But for him, he's only thinking about one thing. Did she have peanut butter for lunch?
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex. Women's OCAA basketball action here on We Digital Productions. We kick into our post-game report. The Saints record their first victory of the season over the Niagara Knights. They now improve to 1-1. And one of the key players in the game, Alyssa Lucier. 29 points leading the Saints. She's our player of the game. Congratulations, Alyssa.
Thank you.
How good was it, just to see the team play the way they did today? After opening with a loss, you have to bounce back. How good did the team play, and how good did it feel?
It felt really good to be out there and actually playing as a team. Our whole game really relies on every player on the floor, performing their role and really leaving their heart on the floor essentially. So we practiced all week, practicing hard and really working on, finishing your shots, following through your passes, and I think it really showed in today's game. We played a really great team game.
Yeah, I thought, even though it was a double-digit victory over Niagara, I thought this game, they tested you. I mean, they even took leads at times. Yeah. This was back and forth. This was not indicative of the final score. I think this was a good test for the team, and I think fair to say, Alyssa, that the team could take a lot from this game? Yeah,
I completely agree with you there on that one. Even though, like you said, I don't feel the score represented how hard we fought to win that game. It was a battle the entire game, going back and forth. So I feel like this is really good for us to get some, momentum and some more heart to go out there in the next game and just really keep this momentum going for the rest of the season.
Obviously, you want to put the first game behind you, but still had to take something from that game, and coming into this game, knowing that you had to do something better. What was that?
Well, there's a few things, but we definitely focused on, controlling the ball and playing our game, focusing on our game and not so much on the other team. Really just making sure that we perform our duties and we play our game as a team, and I think that's what led us to the victory here today. Yeah,
team efforts are always great, but individual ones are pretty good too, and you had a heck of a game here today, Alyssa. 29 points to lead all scorers. Talk to me about your game today, and obviously you must have felt pretty good on that floor today.
Yeah, it did feel pretty good.
Yeah.
My shot felt good. I felt like I was in rhythm. I always say to the team it starts on defense. So I feel like once I play hard D, and then it flows nicer for me once I'm down the floor on offense. So yeah, I really focus on defense. That's my game, and then the offense comes with it.
Well, it came today, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you didn't even leave anything at home, that's for sure. But it's a good way to contribute to a victory, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, okay. Enjoy this, okay, Alyssa, and certainly we hope for more wins, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk down the road, but congrats on today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, that's Alyssa Lucier. You can go and join your teammates. She's our player of the game, leading the Saints to their first victory of the season. They now improve to 1-1. Niagara falls to 1-1, and certainly we wish Niagara best of luck the rest of the way as well. that's it for this one. We're going to come back in about 15-20 minutes, and we'll have men's basketball action. Justin Prince will have the call for you, and we'll bring that action to you. And like I said, about 15 minutes or so. So you want to stick around and watch some good OCA men's basketball action here shortly. On behalf of everybody here at We Digital Productions, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great day. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.